Hi, I'm Kerry Grinkmeyer. I'm doing this video on Tuesday night. I usually do my videos the day before they're published, in the morning before they're published, but I have to do this one because I'm not going to be available tomorrow morning to do a video because I had a friend die. The friend died, and I'm going to a funeral tomorrow, and I'll be tied up most of the day. Honoring the life of this individual that I liked a lot. This creates a bit of a dilemma for me because I also have an older brother who is refusing to take the vaccine. And I just learned tonight that the death rate from the virus has now surpassed the daily death rate of heart disease and cancer. And that's very prominent for me because my daughter died of cancer, and I know what dealing with death is all about. And so I'm having a bit of a hard time about it. But then at the same time, the stock market's crashing. Got an email indicating that an individual had lost substantial amount of money in his stock investments, and particularly in his cryptocurrency investments. And he's scared. He's scared, much as someone who might be scared because they've got the coronavirus. A lot of things are coming into focus right now, and I wanted to address them because I think a lot of you are dealing with the fear of a crashing stock market and the implications that it might bring and how you're going to deal with it. It's not as severe as death, but it might feel like it. I had a gentleman break down how much he'd lost in each of his cryptocurrencies and each of his stocks, and I see that he's reacting to fear. And that's dangerous because when you react to fear, you do some very foolish things. I have a friend also who's sitting in jail right now. He's a relatively famous person, but his wife rejected him, and he went after his wife and another person with an automobile, and he's in jail for attempted murder. This is how the mind works against you. And I want to talk about that relative to the stock market. And I want to distinguish between a buyer of stocks and an investor in stocks. A buyer buys fresh vegetables. An investor invests in stocks that are going to change the way they live. So a flash freeze or a refrigerator that breaks down is a temporary event. It's not the end of the world, particularly for an investor. And that's what I want to talk about in this video, how you should be dealing with what's happening today in the stock market and how you should put it into perspective. This is not financial advice. I am a retired financial advisor, and for years I did give people financial advice. But what I'm trying to do here is share my wisdom, my 77 years of acquired knowledge, because I think that's what's important and how I can help you. Let's get this out of the way, and I'll be right back.
Best of Us Investors presents Kerry Grinkmeyer.
As I say, I buy fresh vegetables. I invest in undervalued assets. I recognize undervalued assets as companies that are going to change the way I live, not tomorrow, not next week, not next month, but in the future. And the future is coming faster than you think. The future used to be 10 years off. And then, as a result of artificial intelligence and the internet, the future is now maybe 5 years, maybe even just 3 years off. So what I try to do is ask myself, what is happening that is going to change the way I live in the next 3 to 5 years? And I have shown you on multiple occasions my trading views chart that shows that the stock market really is driven by events, those things that change the way we live. In my life, it goes all the way back to World War II, and then the Vietnam War, and then the digital revolution, and then social media revolution, and then e-commerce, and then the EV revolution, and now it's going to be the healthcare revolution as stimulated by the coronavirus. And then also the revolution in our manufacturing, again stimulated by the coronavirus and the fact that we discovered that our supply chain is broken. So I'm not worried about the bear market, because the bear market's going to be short-lived, however long it is. I'm not really concerned about inflation because technology is deflationary. I'm not concerned about raising interest rates because interest rates come down when inflation comes down. And technology and the healthcare revolution and the digital revolution and the metaverse is all going to deflate rather than inflate. And it's going to replace jobs rather than create jobs, but it will at the same time create new jobs for those who are educated and knowledgeable. And education will change because we won't be being taught by people who can't succeed in the real world through the innovation of technology. We'll be being taught by the leaders of the world. I fully expect that I will take a course in entrepreneurship led by Jeff Bezos or Sergey Brin or Larry Page, because I'll access it through the metaverse, and I'll become brighter and smarter, and I'll be more valuable to the community that I live in. So when you're sitting and looking at what's happening today, and you're hearing in your mind that I made a mistake, I invested wrong, cryptocurrency isn't going to work, and I'm getting killed in the stock market, remember, that's your unwanted roommate. That person who lives in your head and tells you, you don't know what the hell you're doing. You made a mistake. You need to sell everything today. That's your unwanted roommate. You have 90% of your conversations in your life with that unwanted roommate. I've been alive 77 years, and I know that's the case. And until I evicted that unwanted roommate, I didn't find happiness. I didn't find my passion. If you want to learn about that, go into the description. I've written a book about it, and I think I can help you get rid of that unwanted roommate. But you've got to recognize what's going on today. And today is just a dip. It's just a pullback. It's an opportunity for you to pivot, to focus on that one thing that you want. And that's financial freedom, and that's financial independence. And in order to achieve that, you no longer can look through a microscope to find out what's happening today. You need to go to a telescope and look and find out what's happening tomorrow. And the only way you're going to do that is to educate yourself, to broaden your horizons. And you can do that by going into the description and reading the books that I've read, because I'm confident. My unwanted roommate got evicted, got thrown out, because I know where the world is going, because I read, because I educate myself. And that in itself separates me from 99.9% of the people in the world. And that's my advantage. And I encourage you to gain such an advantage. Become best of one of us investors. Join our tribe. Come to bestofusinvestors.com. Give me your name and your email address, and I'll send you a personal invitation to join my tribe. I hope that helps you clarify. I hope that brings peace to your mind this day, as the stock market will probably go down even further. But I don't give a damn, because I know what I own, I know why I own it, and I know where it's going. Talk to you again tomorrow. Got to go to a funeral. Got to bid farewell to a friend. Peace be with you, and happiness, and good investing.